Good evening, Namaste. I welcome you all to HowNWhy Budding Technologist Grand Finale Winners Announcement event. I feel very privileged to extend my warm welcome to all those who have joined here today. And yes, we had 7 days of successful project presentations from grade 3 to grade 9. And we know all of those who have attended our events are eagerly waiting for the announcement of winners, right? And yes, well, no more waiting. Today is the day. And as the nature says, if your day is hemmed in with prayer, it is less likely to get unraveled. So before we start the event, I call upon Ms. Zoe to lead us in the prayer. Over to you, Ms. Zoe. Ms. Zoe, are you there? Yes.
Madam, I'm here.
Oh.
Let's all bow down our heads for the word of prayer. O God, thou art the giver of life, the remover of pains and sorrows, the bestower of our happiness. O Creator of the universe, may we receive supreme sin-destroying light. May thou guide our intellect in the right direction. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Zoe. And yes, for those who have joined us from across the globe, let's have a brief overview of the program and the competition from Miss Priyani Hirani and Miss Amina Jain. Over to both of you.
Good evening, one and all present here. This is Priyani Hirani, and with me I have my schoolmate, Miss Amina Jain, and we are proud students of SCLP Samad School, Nairobi, Kenya. Samad School, established in 1994, is a reputable leading private school devoted to excellence. I feel indeed privileged to be a part of a school that has always strived to bring in and deliver the best to its students for the last 25 plus years. Our school has taken great strides in robotics and is a pioneer for robotics and technology based education in Kenya, Africa. Robotics is an interdisciplinary field that involves the design, construction, operation, and use of technology. It is very vital for enhancing a student's creativity, critical thinking, decision making, and cognitive abilities. Samad School has always believed in inculcating holistic education. The vision of our board members to equip our students to be future ready inspired the school to partner with HowNWhy Education India. Our school incorporated HowNWhy robotics program for the welfare of our students from September 2020.
From then until now, it has been a wonderful and innovative learning experience for us students. From artificial intelligence to agri-tech, from animation to space technology, we have come a long way and have been exposed to plentiful technology-based domains. We have truly had loads of fun working with different technologies. More than 1,600 students like us were trained on various technologies, out of which around 115 students were shortlisted for the HowNWhy Budding Technologist competition that was conducted from 6 September to 13 September 2021. Students from grade 3 to 9 came up with innovative projects and prototypes on plentiful technologies such as website development, biomedical, fashion technology, space technology, etc. We are sure that we would have an increasing number of participants with even more creative projects in the competition next year as we dive deep into advanced technologies in the HowNWhy robotics program. And yes, we have all been anticipating the results of the HowNWhy Budding Technologist Competition 2021. And I'm glad to say it's the end of our wait today. Having said that, I'm also reminded of something that our school teachers and How and Why mentors have been constantly telling us. And that is, we are all winners because we have taken initial steps towards solving real life problems and hence making this world a better place. I wish all the very best to my fellow schoolmates who have taken part in this competition. Let's all cheer up and celebrate one another today. I would like to conclude by saying this is just the beginning of creativity, the beginning of innovation, the beginning of making this world a better place to live. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Priyani. Thank you, Ms. Amina. Yes, we all are so privileged to have our chief guest, G. Madhavan Nair, who is an Indian space scientist and a former chairman of the Indian Space Research Organization. We are so privileged to have you here. I would also like to invite our guests who have joined for this event. First, Mr. Bimchi, who is the respected community leader serving as Samaj chairman, the motherboard of SCLP Samaj School. Mr. Bimchi is a reputable industrialist and philanthropist in the region with great love for Almighty. He has a heart for the community and students. I welcome you for this event. Next, I would like to invite Madam Esther Sharma, a God-fearing leader with motherly love. Mrs. Sharma, renowned educationist with 42 years of teaching and administration. Currently, she is holding the prestigious office of Chief Principal for SLP Samaj School and College. Madam Sharma is a very focused, passionate, purpose driver administration who works for and believes in excellence. It's a pleasure to have you here. I would also like to invite Ms. Varsha Pua, a very accomplished leader with 16 years of service to the school board and has served with great dedication, passion, and love. She is a sample of unity in the school and focuses on growth and excellence of learners. It's our privilege to have your presence for this event. Next, I would also like to welcome Dr. Ilyas Abdi, a senior educationist in the Ministry of Education in Kenya. Dr. Ilyas plays a vital role in the administration of learning and basic education in the country. We are very honored to see you in this event. He'll join us soon, he's currently not there in this meeting. And yes, next I would like to invite Mr. Meghji V. Varsani, who's the longest serving board member since inception of SCLP Samaj School in 1994. Mr. Meghji is full of wisdom on education matters, and his focus and passion for quality service has been the school shine on the international platform. I warmly welcome you for this event. He'll be joining us soon. Next, we have Mr. Sanjay Budia, who has 7 years of service to the school as a board member who envisions a modern school that is driven by its technology and science. Robotic is one of his brainchild vision. He is quite determined for the progress of learners to accomplish the founder's goals is nurturing them to be global citizens. We are glad for your precious time with us. And yes, we are so blessed with all of your presence as our guest for this event. It's my honor to welcome the founder of HowNWhy Education and UNESCO World Youth Leader, Ms. Kripalini Swami, for this event. She currently serves as a mentor for change with Niti Aayog and is the steering committee member of the Global Youth Alliance for Kindness under UNESCO MGIEP. She is also one of the very few certified compassionate integrity trainers from India to be certified from Life University and UNESCO MGIP. Let us welcome her with a round of applause. Over to you, Ms. Kripalini.
Thank you so much, Ansi. On that note, I want to take your time, and it's my privilege to invite and to introduce Mr. Madhavan Nair, who has joined us as a chief guest for the event. So on behalf of SCLP Samaj School and HowNWhy Technologies, it's an honor to introduce our dearest G. Madhavan Nair sir, who has been instrumental in putting India as one of the leading countries in the field of space technology and research in the world. Madhavan Nair sir is an Indian space scientist and a former chairman of the Indian Space Research Organization and secretary to the Department of Space, Government of India. Madhavan Nair sir is a leading technologist in the field of rocket systems and has made a significant contribution to the development of multi-stage satellite launch vehicles, achieving self-reliance in independent access to space using indigenous technologies. He and his team have advanced their work in the face of several challenges in the regime of technology denials by adopting several innovations and novel techniques to realize world-class launch vehicle systems. Specifically, as project director, he led the development of Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, also known as PSLV, which has since become the workhorse for launching mainly Indian remote sensing satellites. As director of ISRO's largest R&D center, the Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, he also saw India's geosynchronous satellite launch vehicle, GSLV, successfully come to fruition. Further, as director of LPSC of ISRO, he played a central role in the design and development of the crucial cryogenic engine for GSLV. During his tenure as chairman, ISRO Secretary, DOS, 27 successful missions were accomplished, that is INSAT-3E, ResourceSat-1, EduSat, Cartosat-1, HAMSat-1, INSAT-4A, PSLV-C5, GSLV-F01, PSLV-C6, Cartosat-2, INSAT-4B, SRE-1, PSLV-C7, PSLV-C8, GSLV-F04, INSAT-4CR, PSLV-C10, Cartosat-2A, IMS-1, PSLV-C9, Chandrayaan-1, PSLV-C11, PSLV-C12, RISAT-2, ANUSAT, PSLV-C14, and OSINSAT-2. His main focus has always been to achieve self-reliance in the high technology areas and to bring the benefits of space technology to development, especially targeting the needs of the rural and poor sections of the society. Madhavan Nair sir has been a recipient of the highest civilian awards in India, the Padma Bhushan and Padma Vibhushan awards. Our sir has also received tens of other prominent awards like the National Aeronautical Award, FIE Foundations Award, Chanakya Award, to name a few, for his remarkable contribution leading to welfare and development of India. It's our honor and privilege to have you amongst us in this gathering, sir. I would now request you to address our budding scientists who've joined us from Kenya and across the globe. Thank you so much once again, sir, for being here with us and for sparing your time to talk to our students. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Kubalasabi Srimati, for the nice words of introduction. And Shri Ajay Sagan, Shri Bhimji, Srimati Sharma, Principal, other dignitaries who have joined the event, my dear students and teachers. A very warm good evening to all of you. It's indeed my pleasure to be associated with this event, and I'm really happy that Shri Ajay Sagar has done a fantastic job in organizing this competition in a very orderly manner, systematically going through a review process, and ultimately out of 1,500 students, selecting a few who have toppers in this list. The toppers definitely needs to be congratulated, but at the same time, I've seen the wide variety of topics, starting from artificial intelligence to the genetic engineering and all the modern branches of science and technology. And it's heartening to note the youngsters are taking a lot of interest in this field and bringing out innovative ideas to the front. As you know, the science and technology is a cornerstone of modern civilization. Last 100 years, we have seen an explosive growth in the technology, and many of them disruptive technologies, so that something which was very popular and useful even 10 years back has been found to be discarded, and we have got modern substitutes for all those conveniences. So the advancement in the scientific knowledge and its application through technology by various teams have from all over the world has helped us to really achieve a unique position in the universe today. The living example of that is the COVID pandemic, how the world has handled. As you know that nearly 100 years back, there was what is called a Spanish flu, which really attacked the global community, and nearly 1/3 of the population was lost over a period of 10 years. It took almost 10 years to bring it under control. But today, we have seen that within a year, the joint collaborative work by various laboratories using the modern tools of understanding the genomics and what type of modifications you can do, and the modern tools for looking into the structure of the virus, and then how to really attack that using the vaccine developed by USA, UK, and India, Russia, and China. India can be really proud that within a very short time, our scientists have really come out with a solution. Really, not one, about half a dozen choices were before us. Out of the two of them have been selected. And today, in the country, more than 50% of our population have been given the first dose of vaccines. There's a huge number compared to what is done all over the globe. Nearly 50 crores of doses have been, 50,000 people, 50 crores of people have been given the vaccination, and some of them 2 doses, and some of them in the first dose. So that shows that the technological growth in India and where we stand, not to leave out what we have achieved in the arena of space, in the arena of agriculture, in the area of atomic energy, the missile technology, and so on. You know, India was a country which was importing food grains in the mid-60s. A team of scientists under Dr. Swaminathan has really come out with very innovative solutions for increasing the agriculture production. And that has really helped us to achieve self-reliance. Not only self-reliance, we are in a position to export food grains to the globe. Now, coming to the space, we started late compared to other developed countries. But at the same time, we have achieved a status today. Our technologies and our the findings are comparable to that of the developed countries. The living example is our mission to Moon, the mission to Mars, and so on. In the mission to Moon, it was our fortune to see that we declare for the first time there is water on the surface of the moon. Many missions from the advanced countries have gone there, but they missed this thing. But Indian scientists have really found out this. Similarly, Mars, we have got a very good pictures available. And soon we will have some lander and rover on the moon to take samples from the surface, analyze, and send back. So that shows it is all homegrown technology. The rockets which are required for it, like PSLV, GSLV, the satellites which are required for it, the ground station which is required for this. And all this have been developed with the help of the people who are educated and brought up in this country. Well, that shows that the strength of our education system. That too, we have built up within a very short time. When we got independence, there were very few universities, less than 50. Today, more than 300 universities are serving the country. There's similarly a lot of national laboratories have come up who are equipped to carry out advanced research in various fields. So that way we have shown to the world that a so-called poor country like India has emerged as one of the global leaders in science and technology. This shows that perhaps it is our heritage. nearly 3,000 to 5,000 years back, a very fine civilization existed in the Indus Valley. And those people had the highest living standard in the globe. They knew many mysteries about the science and technology. They knew basics of astronomy, and they knew the basics of what you call the medicines, surgery, and even metals were separated from the ore by our own Indians. And that knowledge was passed on to the other countries. But of course, we had a dark era when the foreign invasion was there, starting from Alexander up to the British regime. And we were all in a dark era. We didn't make any progress. But once the freedom was given to us, our youngsters have risen up to the challenges, and they have really solved many of the problems, not only in fundamental sciences, but also the concept of applying the scientific knowledge for improving the quality of life of the people. Today, you look at the Indian scenario, we have got our spacecraft, telecommunication system, and all in place, which can detect cyclones about 48 hours in advance and make a prediction as to where the landfall is going to take place. So you take advanced action for evacuating this region, so the loss of life is minimized. In fact, even the recent cyclone which has hit the Orissa coast, the loss of lives is less than 10. Whereas similar events taking place some other countries in Asia and even in US, hundreds of lives and even thousands of lives are lost in some of these occasions. So that shows how we have put to use this technology for really helping the society. Of course, we have made a tremendous impact in Earth observation, communication area. Today, connectivity, the whole country, spanning nearly 3,000 kilometers across, is connected not only through the fiber. Fiber came recently, but before that, using the satellites, and both these work in tandem to provide the connectivity to even the remote village in the country. So that way, a digital revolution has been brought in. Modi ji has really given thrust to how this modern technology can be used in practical life. And recent announcement about having a unified healthcare system by which everybody will be given an ID card, and using that, anywhere they can get access to the medical services and their records and so on. And that's only one example. Again, most of the money transaction, a bulk of that has been transferred to digital domain. So this all shows, the leadership. They set a goal and they want to see that is achieved by the scientists and technologists to serve the society. In fact, one of the deficiency what we have observed is in our education system. The education system, by and large, was examination oriented. People were trained to attend questions which was coming up at the end of the session, and they are to really answer yes or no type of question mostly, and some descriptive and so on, not using much of their intelligence. So to change this scenario, now the new the education policy has come in. They're not only grooming the children according to their taste and aptitude, but also providing practical skills. A person who is coming out of the secondary school should be employable. That's the kind of target he has set in. So he has set up what is called the adult tinkering laboratories in almost all the schools. So here, the children are allowed to go to this laboratory and freely experiment on whatever topics they like. So wetting their hands, that is a very, very important aspect. Unless the practical knowledge is there, you cannot really take up a job after leaving it's not only laboratory, but office work, management, or anything which you talk about. It requires a systematic training at the school level itself. Now, in the absence of this, many of these voluntary organizations have come forward and they have set up systems by which the practical training are offered to the HowNWhy education system is one fine example of that. Sitting here in India, they are able to reach out to the school in Kenya and there train the children to various advanced topics like robotics or electronics or communication or software engineering and so on. This is really, and that too achieved within a very short span of time. Certainly, this is going to be the type of norm for the future where the young generation is going to be exposed to the advanced technologies. Now, this exposure to advanced technology is a must. We cannot live on the past glory. We cannot live that we have such as a thing and we can make use of them, have a leisurely life, and so on. If you had to progress, there has to be innovative ideas. You know, even when we were proud of the electromagnetic theory and the Newtonian physics and all those things, Einstein came forward saying that something beyond that is there. His findings related to the relation between matter and energy, that was really explosive. And he thought really out of the box in that context. Similarly, his other findings on the relativity and the movement of the galaxies, planets, and so on, these are all seeding. And maybe after it took almost 50 years to prove these things, to establish those facts. But his imagination stretched far beyond. This is what exactly is needed. And if you look at the history of science and technology, most of the innovations and inventions have come from youngsters, starting from the age group of 15 to 25. So that is the breeding ground. You prepare them and I'll give them a free hand to think out of the box and then try to see how best the existing system can be improved or what are the flaws in that, how it can be simplified, what new ideas can be brought in. You will come across a gold mine like the Einstein theory sometimes, but that is not the end of it. But today you see the web-based design, web-based education, especially in the COVID time, has really helped us to really bring in sort of it's a new norm for education itself. But of course, there are certain pitfalls and all those things. A mix of the classroom and the learning is going to be the norm for the future. Certainly, this is again the necessity arose because of the COVID situation, and people put their heads together, integrated the technology of internet communication, the video technologies, computer technology, all together, and the result is fantastic. You look at today's Zoom meeting itself. It is as though we are all sitting together at one place. So that kind of feeling is created, and certainly it can be exploited to a great extent, and life will become much simpler in the days to come. But the challenges are many. In the world today, if you look at it, the something like two-thirds of the population are living in a very poor conditions, especially in the African countries. Many of you may directly know that there is not enough food, there is not enough water, there is not enough healthcare, and so on. India is maybe slightly better off, and we have reached out to almost all villages with all these conveniences. But at the same time, we have to go a long way. The wealth is created through the business and other activities. But at the same time, making sure this wealth is percolating down to the poor and the needy, that is something a big challenge. You look around your own school or your own house, you will see hundreds of needs arising out of the actual people's meeting their day-to-day needs. So here, one should think how best solutions can be brought in. And I know, especially in the time of the green energy and so on, how to tap the solar energy to the maximum extent. That is one of the big challenges before us. Today, you know, it is not very cost effective because the type of cells which is required and the equipments which are required are very sophisticated and expensive. The net result is, cannot be affordable for poor countries. But at the same time, if somebody can bring out solutions using the nanomaterials with more efficient cells and at lower cost certainly is going to make a difference. Similar challenge is there for the storage devices. The sun is not there always, but you have to find how this kind of energy can be stored and then distributed the other time. So that's again another area of challenge. Coming to the basic needs of drinking water, many places underground water is available, but they are not potable. How to make it potable is again a technology challenge. The Western countries have got their own reverse osmosis process or filtering techniques and so on. Again, very, very expensive. The water which comes out of that, it is much, maybe a liter will cost you almost $1 or so. So who can afford it? So here I have seen that in some of the schools and colleges in India, people have come out with some conventional solutions. In the Gujarat, for example, you get about 2 or 3 days only the rain. So the water is stored in the underground ponds. For purifying that, their traditional knowledge, many of them are not revealed totally, but still, like putting some lime into a packet and putting it there and using some special herbs and so on. So this keeps the water pure for throughout the year. This has been translated into practical projects by many of the students without any external power or anything. Just pour water at one top bottle, and at the bottom you get a clean water and so on. Again, in the healthcare, India is trying to see how this our traditional knowledge in the Ayurveda can be translated into the modern. So here, I think even today, more than 1/3 of the people in India practice the Ayurvedic medicines. But at the same time, like the allopathic medicine, etc., there is no systematic records. So that many people start doubting whether it is, even some say whether it is black magic. So the questions are to be answered. And the research in that area is very, very important. Trying to find out what are the molecules which are going to serve and how it can be formed into practical capsules or syrups and so on. And this is something which is the challenge before. So like that, if you look around, there are thousands of problems which you will come across. The children, they have to keep their eyes and ears open. They should not assume whatever they know today or what they see today is the end of the tunnel. So there is something beyond that. Can we find what that something is? Can we find some solutions using that? So that is a type of innovative thing. And in this process, you may destroy some of the old conventions and practices, but you should not care for it. As long as it is going to improve the quality of life of the people, that should be your motto. So education should be coupled with the inquisitiveness. Of course, your fundamentals should be strong. The physics, mathematics, chemistry, biology. These 4 subjects are the strong basis for it. You should take it very seriously. Now, this event, anyway, the organizers have already described. I'm very happy to see that very 3 bright young students have come up on the top of the list. And perhaps I could see the range of topics which is covered here. See, for example, the waterproofing of the bag. It may lead simple, but using an innovative technique of making that coating and so on, then I was really surprised to see that there are advanced companies only are working on the e-commerce, the electronic store, the website we created is very, very unique. Then similarly, of course, a model museum. We should preserve our traditional knowledge and so on. So these topics were selected out of this 1,500, and my heartiest congratulations, winners. And with your permission, I would read out the names of the winners. Nubay Bhaga, he is the first topper in the list, and solution is the waterproofing of the bag. And Mishika Vinesh Bhatti, is a second place, who's got the electronic store software, and Neeta Richard Vashni is model museum is what is being awarded. Heartiest congratulations to all of you. At the same time, don't be disappointed. All other participants, the 1,500 participants, they have done also equally well. From the list which I see, the wide range of topics you have covered, what you have really learned out of the school, four walls of the school, is really very, very impressive. My heartiest congratulations. Keep it up. God bless you.
So thank you so much for those words. And before I go back and talk about what you shared with us, Nobed, Nitai, or Mishika, do you want to share a feedback about your how you felt throughout the process before I go back and talk to Sir? Any of you? Yes, Nobed, go ahead.
I would like to share my feedback. Firstly, thank you, God, for helping me to win this. And then, I'm glad you're doing robotics because that's the way the world is going and it helps us think outside the box. So thank you, SCLP Samaj School, HowNWhy team, and most importantly, my parents for helping me.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Nobed.
you.
Thank you. On that note, I would want to, also talk about what Madhavan sir shared with us at this moment. So thank you so much for your time and for taking us through, especially how things have to change in a developing country, giving example of India as a country for all the developing countries, for all the citizens who are watching us from the developing countries, of saying how India has become a global leader in spite of all the challenges that we have faced. Thank you for taking us through the pandemic, the agriculture, what changes have happened, taking us through the entire development in the field of space. And especially for educators like me and Esther ma'am and everybody who's an educator who's joined us, thank you for motivating us and for telling us that we are on the right direction and we are making a change in the world. And especially the solutions that you spoke about, the solutions that we have to look for, even in terms of be it healthcare or water. What you basically told us and what I'm taking back is look for indigenous solutions. It's not about spending more. It's about finding solutions from what we already have around us. And I'm hoping that all the students who watched us today will take that back and look for problems that they are facing in their community and go back and work for solutions towards that. Sir, if you're okay, I would want to open the floor for a couple of questions from the students if they have any questions for you. Is that okay, sir?
That's fine with me.
Thank you so much, sir. So on that note, I know that there were a few kids who wanted to ask questions. The first person that I would want to probably allow is Shaurya. You had a question for sir, so you can go ahead and ask your question to sir.
Sir, I wanted to ask, what will happen if there is no moon in for the Earth in this planet? So, what will happen if there is no moon?
Well, I think I cannot give you a precise answer because we do not have a mathematical model. But we know the effect of the moon in several aspects. The tidal waves, which happens all over the thing and which is very much required for maintaining the ocean flow, is because of the gravitational pull of the moon. Then secondly, we know to some extent, this gravitational field affects even the human circulation system and also many of the plant dynamics and growth dynamics and so on. So there are so many effects which are not really quantified, but we feel it every day to day. So if that is missing, the immediate effect is that. I will attribute the most important thing is about the ocean currents and the ocean movement, the tidal waves and so on, which is very, very vital for maintaining our climate system. And whether everything is influenced by that. So like that, there are n number of things. Perhaps you people have to really do research, observe, analyze, make some models, and make sure that you'll be able to come out with some predictions for the future.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Shaurya. Shreyansh, you can go ahead and ask your question to sir.
Sir, first of all, thank you for, sir, I feel privileged to stand in front of you. Thank you, sir, for gracing this meeting with your presence. So my question was that why is the space infinite?
Space?
Sir, why is the space infinite?
Well, I think you have to start reading the Big Bang theory. It all started from nothing, only vacuum. From there, a huge quantum of energy was released in a nanosecond time. And that energy further got transformed over years to matter. And that matter is what is dispersed in the universe today. Now, if you look at that, because of the various gravitational pull and the gravitational wave itself, this the stars, the planets which came out of this, they are in a constant movement outward. So this movement is what is creating the so-called space. Well, I think we are yet to know what it contains all about. Well, if you want to put in a mathematical model and explain, perhaps 5% of the mass which is there can be explained with the observed objects and like galaxies and so on. There is about 100 million such galaxies which exist in the universe. And dimension of this expansion is taking place over last about 13.5 billion years. So this keeps on moving, and perhaps it's very difficult to reach the boundary with our stretchy imagination. The moment you try to send a signal to the boundary and get back, it would have already changed millions of light years. So that's the kind of thing which is happening. Now the unknown things like black energy, what you call the energy, black holes. Then we have the black material. Then about the energy, gravitational field, etc. There are so many things to be known yet. Stephen Berg he has summarized the type of challenges before us, and perhaps we have to go a long way in deciphering all these mysteries.
So thank you for answering.
Thank you so much, sir, for answering that question. There is one other question that I'll accommodate for now, sir. If you're okay, I think Durga's question, she just sent it across to me. It sounded very interesting, and we wanted to know your perspective on that. Durga, over to you.
Good evening, sir. So it's a great humble to ask you a question. Since you have learned and worked a lot in space and other planets, I have a question to clear. Where will be the heaven and gods residing?
I didn't get you fully. Can you repeat the question?
So my question is, where will be the heaven and gods residing?
That is where we are and what is where the God is it?
Yes, I think her question was, sir, where is the heaven and where are the gods residing? Because I think in few of our mythological reading, we think it's somewhere up above. So she's asking you, what does space science have to talk about it?
Well, I think, see, the mythology, fiction, etc., is perhaps the nucleus for all the future findings. The so-called our rishis or whoever it is, they have imagined that there can be several worlds. They came out with 7 worlds up and 7 worlds down and so on. But today, if you count at it, it is not so. It is much beyond that. Even the planets like Earth, like planet, there are about 100 million objects in the universe. So which one you can say heaven, which is you say hell, is just not possible to define. And then again, you know, the concept of heaven and the hell, etc., is created to have some sort of a harmony in the society, to create a sense of fear in the people so that they will follow certain norms and moral values in their life. and do good for the society rather than do harm. So maybe that concept centers around that. At the same time, even the topmost physicists, even Einstein and Stephen Berg, they all have finally said, we try to search the answer of how and why of the universe and what triggered. Yes, creating something out of nothing is which is unimaginable. Who has done it? So they all say there is some force beyond us that we got God, and in various in our own imagination we give shape to it, whether it is a Christ or the 33,000 gods in Indian concept, and Allah. All this comes out of that. But every religion or every human being finally believes there is a force beyond us who is responsible for all this creation and its sustenance. That is God.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for taking those wonderful questions. In the interest of time, all the rest of the kids, please send us those questions whose questions were not answered. I'll make sure that, we send it over an email to Madhavan sir, and we'll probably get the answers back for you from him. And sir, it was utmost our biggest privilege that we were able to hear you. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity for everybody who's heard you and who's been able to attend the session and also interact with you. And thank you so much for being here with us, sir. Thank you for your kind words. Thank you for announcing the third grade winners. And I'm sure each of those winners and each of the participants from third standard and all the other participants who've joined us today will take your inspiration, will take your words and go back and work on problems that they are currently facing, and probably find solutions in a way that they make the world a little more better place one day at a time. Thank you so much once again for gracing the occasion, sir.
Thank you. It is a great meeting all of you and also interacting with the students. They are well read and well informed. Many times I had to search for answers, which I don't know. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. It's our privilege once again for having you here and for being able to host you. With that, I'll pass it back to Ansi. Ansi, over to you.
Thank you, Ms. Kripalni. Thank you, Madhavan sir. Those were the winners of grade 3. And yes, it's time for the winners announcement of grade 4. I call upon Mr. Deemji to share some word with us and also to announce the first prize, second prize, and special category winners of grade 4.
Good evening to our respected chief guest, Mr. Madhavan Nair, and the Director General, Dr. Ilyas of the Ministry of Education, Kenya. Members of Samaj Managing Committee, Trust Trustees, Samaj Trustee, SCLP, Samaj School Chairperson, and BOG members, Chief Principal, Mrs. Esther Sharma, all administrators of both our campus, parents, teachers, students, and the excellent team of HowNWhy from India, led by the founder, Ms. Krupali Swami, and co-founder Ajay Sagar. The Samaj Managing Committee appreciates the work being done by the school board in overseeing the implementation of the school program by the administration and the teaching staff. It is satisfying to see how the chief principal and her team of teachers are mentoring the learners to achieve improved result both in academic and in co-curriculum activities, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic phase. When online learning in our school continues smoothly in spite of the devastating impact of coronavirus on the educational sector. I have been wondering how and why educator from India chose the brand name HowNWhy, but having witnessed technology inspiring project presented by our children in year 3 to Year 9. I can conclude confidently that the problem being faced by making today could be resolved through innovations discovered by students of today and tomorrow. Therefore, how to do it and why to do it will solve issue of science and environment. Weighing humanity down, no wonder the name How and Why. I encourage all stakeholders to work together in ensuring that this generation of students get proper foundation that will be inspiring board for tomorrow great scientists and member of Samaj, family and society at large. We shall continue providing resources to maintain the school motto of education for enlightenment by equipping the school and ensuring that quality technology is easily available and taught to our students at an affordable cost as advised by founder of the school. I salute the great support given by the government of Kenya through the Ministry of Basic Education and thus actualizing robotic technology at Samaj School and College. To our dear parent, we are truly proud of your continued support to the school and believing in us. The participant, we are very proud of the quality project presented and to the winner of this first annual Bedding Technologies 2021. Congratulations for the intelligent solution you showcased during the 7 day of thrilling competition. Thank you and God bless you all. Stay safe. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Binji. All right, so shall we see the result of grade 4? Yes? All right, so here are the results. The first prize goes to Ms. Sia Sunil Pintoria, who created an animation using stop motion. And second prize go to Puneet Kaur, who created a website for her mother to help her in picking business. And special category prize go to Mr. Ayush Srinivas, who showcases sound variation using different mediums. Congratulations, all the 3 winners.
Congratulations.
Yes, any one of the 3 winners can come forward and share your feedback or experience with us. You can raise your hand physically. All right, yes, Ayush, go ahead.
I'm really happy to be the special winner, and this couldn't be if it wasn't for the HowNWhy mentors and the HowNWhy team. So I would like to thank the HowNWhy mentors and the HowNWhy team.
Thank you, Ayush. Yes, Sia, go ahead.
Thank you. I am really grateful for this opportunity. Myself believe I will prove and help me to attain this success. Be confident and do hard work to get success. Thank you.
Thank you, Sia. Round of applause for all the winners here. Good job. All right. I think, is Navya here? Navya has a question to Mr. Pinchi. Is Navya here? Yes, Navya, you can ask.
Okay, how was the experience of being on the board of SCLP Samaj School?
Sorry, come again.
Navya, can you repeat your question again to sir?
How was the experience of being on the board of SCLP Samaj School?
So her question to you is, she is asking you, how was your experience being a board member of SCLP Samaj School? What do you have to say about your experience to the students? If they want to become a board member, if you can probably tell them, how was your journey been?
Our board member is always supporting to the teachers, student, and parent, and always hardworking to watch the school. So they are doing great work.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Bhimji. Thank you, Navya. I think Ashish also have a question for Mr. Bhimji, right? Ashish, are you there? Go ahead, Ashish.
My question was whenever I go to school, I see people polluting everything. Why do we do that? Why do a lot of people, even though they know we are destroying it? Why, even though when we tell them, why do they not listen? Whenever I go to school, some people don't listen.
Ashish,
why don't they actually do that?
Ashish, your voice is breaking in between. What you can do is, can you put a chat?
I think he sent it to me, Ansi. Bhimji sir, I'm going to ask this question on behalf of Ashish to you. He's saying that, when he's coming towards school, probably on the way or anywhere, he sees that everybody is polluting the planet. And as you know, because you've been here, you've been one of the senior most member, what do you have to say about humans polluting the planet, and what are your thoughts on it? I think he wants to know, why is it that knowingly we pollute our planet?
Polluted. So generally, polluting because they don't have a proper knowledge, I think so. So generally, people or student can put into the one place. So that is the good way.
Ashish, just to add to what Bhimji sir said, let me also give you another nice example. If I ask you, can you put your finger into an electric socket? Do you think you'll put your finger into an electric socket? Turning it on? You will never do that, right? That's because you know that if you do that, it's going to hurt you. I think today, as humans, we pollute the planet because of our ignorance. What's important is, we understand if something goes wrong like this, if something is happening to our planet, it's actually affecting our planet. The moment we know it, I think humans will stop. Today, I think it's ignorance which is causing all of this. Right? So like how you will not put your finger into a tiger's mouth, or you'll not go put your finger into an electric socket, you will also not throw this out if you knew how badly it will impact the world.
Very true.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Okay, back to you, Ansi.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And yes, those are the winners of grade 4. Round of applause one last time for them. Yes. Now we can all look into who are the winners of grade 5. I call upon Madam Sharma to share some word with us and also to announce the winners of grade 5.
I'm doing so.
Thank you, NC. Very good evening, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen. Honorable Chief Guest, Mr. Madhavan Nair. Guest of Honor, Dr. Ilyas Abdi, Director General, Ministry of Education, Kenya. School Board of Governors Chairperson and the members of the Board of Governors, Samaj Chairman and the members of Samaj Managing Committee, trust trustees, Samaj trustees, administrators, how and why educators from India, parents, teachers, and my dear students. It is my greatest joy to welcome all of you to this auspicious event. This evening, we are delighted and proud to recognize the winners of Budding Technologist 2021 on this grand finale being live streamed virtually across the globe on our YouTube channel. Please allow me first to take you through our incredible journey from where we started. SCLP Samaj School was founded in 1994 and college founded in 2008. Both are multiracial community schools that is owned and managed by SCLP Charitable Trust. It is located in Nairobi, Kenya, with a current student population of over 3,000. The School Board of Governors and the Samaj Managing Committee have continuously put in place required infrastructure and resources to ensure the founders' vision of highest possible quality education at affordable fee is provided to learners. This has guaranteed that our students attain excellence in both academics and co-curricular activities, which has spanned over the last 2 decades, of which we are all witnesses. Today, both our twin institutions are full-fledged e-learning centers. Smooth learning programs continued uninterrupted in spite of the negative impacts caused by COVID-19 pandemic. Ladies and gentlemen, our institution's key components include preschool, primary, junior secondary, senior secondary, and college levels. Robotics technology program was introduced to our school in 2020. From year 3 to year 9, which we have extended to year 10 now, and it is delivered to students tuition free, no charges. That is one of the best things that our Board of Governors have done and have ever been doing that. As one of the subjects offered besides the British IGCSE curriculum that we follow. Our findings reveal that the subject has been fully embraced by the learners who are acquiring critical and problem-solving skills as a product of hands-on approach of the program. We now take pride in realizing high-class attendance, and our learners are even happier and more reactivated. The Budding Technologist 2021 journey began with all students in year 3 to year 9 taking part in a competition that involved students, mentors, and parents to work together with the help of modern technology. During the grand finale, a total of 127 innovations were presented by the finalists. This event is organized to recognize, by way of awarding 3 top winners grade-wise from the participating classes. The projects presented focused on climate change, environmental conservation, web design, animations, water, health, agriculture, engineering, and sustainable technology. I am extremely impressed with the School Board of Management and the administration, whom, through their hard work, many hands, hours, and resources were rallied into making this magnificent work successful. Prior to this, the Board of Governors conceived, nurtured the concept of robotics, and partnered with leaders in this field, how and why of India, who consequently laid down the foundation of how to grow the idea and later developed a center-tailored program for the school based on a virtual platform. Our committed teachers mentored and polished the gems of our students and have prepared them for the world stage. The parents, on the other hand, supported the students by providing resources and helping out during the long hours of research and rehearsals while the learners were at home during August holidays. Finally, we have only witnessed presenters right from day 1 to day 7 from all levels, year 3 to 9, which we have already seen from 6th of September to 13th of September. And today is the day of awarding, thereby giving us the insight into the world of innovation. We are really amazed at the results of robotics. I would wish to quote the words of Kelly Green, CSO, the Chief Science Officer, International Director for Student Success, based in Arizona, USA, who remarked, "Incredible," after watching our YouTube channel. Truly, incredible things are happening here at SCLP, Samaj School and College. We continue to embrace STEAM, that is science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics, as a flagship of development and conservation in the world, and appreciate the huge support from the school management on this very core matter of modern schooling and global touch. Our chief guest of today, Mr. Madhavan Nair, have given very wonderful words of his journey and words of wisdom, the guidance to our students, and we are really honored to have him here as our chief guest. The renowned personality, we would not have met him elsewhere but this platform. So thank you so much, HowNWhy team, inviting him, and thank you, sir. We are blessed by your presence and the wonderful words we will take for our students and our teachers. Thank you, sir. Before I leave the podium, it is important to note that robotics technology is in line with the Government of Kenya Vision 2030 agenda on use of technology to transform the country into a middle-class economy, and take this opportunity to thank all the Kenya government departments and agencies that support and give us the guidance on education matters. I would like to request our guest of honor, Dr. Elias Abdi, the Director General, Ministry of Education. Sir, kindly pass our appreciations to all the officials. To all present today, thank you, and let us embrace technology in our day-to-day routine. May God bless us all. Thank you. Over to you, NC, for announcement of the results.
Thank you, Madam Sharma. Before that, if you have any question to Madam Sharma, you can raise your hand, students. All right, Mr. Ram, you can ask a question.
Madam, I just have a question to you that I know when you were small as a student, madam, like imagine one day maybe you are beaten by a teacher, and then you may have thought that when I grow up as a teacher, I won't let any students to be beaten. Have you ever got some thoughts like that ever when you are a student?
Definitely, everyone feels that. So I was also the same way. But thank God, today, the government in our country doesn't allow that. But sometimes I feel if the students are not on the right path, little bit of scolding and guidance helps them to become what they want them to be. You get me, Ram?
Yeah,
it's good that teachers and parents guide you. Otherwise, your future, if you ask some seniors, your parents, they will say teachers' guidance was the best. And sometimes even little beating help a child to remain on the right path. All right? Yes. But you know we love you. You know that we love you. Yes?
Yeah, madam.
Thank you, Mr. Ram. Thank you, Madam Sharma. Ms. Rachana, you can ask a question.
Hello, ma'am. My question is, how do you keep the team motivated despite of conflicts and obstacles?
Conflicts and obstacles will always come in the journey, but we have to walk, isn't it? On the road, there are potholes, but we still walk because we are seeing our destination. So these are just hurdles which make us strong. So motivation comes when we see others. Right now, you see 127 students are seated here who presented their robotic projects from 6th of September to 13th. And that has motivated the entire school because you people have become the cream. And the today's 21 will be the thick cream, thick layer of cream. So when annual days, achiever parties, and assemblies, which we had one special assembly to give out the prizes to all those who have excelled in different categories of academics or co-curricular activities. That is motivation for entire school. So everyone feels, for example, there is a student in Form 6. His name is Faizan Muhammad. When he was in year 9, he watched Achievers Party and felt that when students get 16 A stars or 17 A stars, the parents are also invited on stage and everyone claps. The following day, he came to my office and said that, "Madam, I also want to do 17 subjects and I will work hard. Will you call my mom and dad on stage?" I said, "Definitely." And he worked hard. All right, he was our deputy head boy. He was student's advisor for the prefects. And now he has finished Form 6 and entering medicine, School of Medicine, Nairobi University. Can you see how motivation comes? Yes? Have I answered your question, Rachna?
Yes, thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.
Thank you, Rachana. Thank you, Madam Sharma. The rest of the students, you can your questions will be answered later. Okay, you can lower your hand. All right, everyone ready for the result? Yes. Okay. So the winners of grade 5, the first prize goes to Ms. Darshita Kumar, who created a website of robotics used in healthcare sector. The second prize goes to Ms. Tia Vikash, who created an animation that gives a strong message about lung cancer that have taken millions of lives. And yes, the special category prize goes to Ms. Drishti, who created a website for charity purpose. Congratulations, all the three winners. Any one of you can share your feedback or your experience. Yes, Darshita, go ahead. Darshita, are you able to unmute?
Yeah, ma'am. I wasn't allowed to. The permission. Good evening to the esteemed guests, especially our special guest, Mr. Madhavan Nair, and Principal Madam Sharma, Principal of Samaj School Madam Sharma, directors, teachers, HowNWhy team, and my dear friends. Good evening to you all. I would like to express my thanks to the Samaj School and HowNWhy team for giving us the opportunity to showcase the abilities of all of us into such a wonderful learning program whereby despite of the shortcomings of the pandemic we managed to present ourselves amongst the learned learned members of the society. It wasn't just a project work for us, it was a great moment which we put the entire Samaj family and the esteemed judges from India together in this period of prolonged isolation and online teachings as a result of the global pandemic. It is indeed encouraging and heart touching. Thank you, HowNWhy and Samaj School. In fact, especially Samaj School for giving us this opportunity to do the to do to participate in this competition. HowNWhy Budding Technologist 2021. I really enjoyed the program, uh, especially especially the when we were having classes for biomedical. I really got interested, and I also want to become. My ambition is to become a doctor when I grow up. Thank you, HowNWhy and Samaj.
Thank you, Darshita. Let's give one more time a round of applause for all the three winners. And yes, before we announce the winners of grade 6, I would like to call upon Ms. Varsha Bua to share some words with us. Ms. Varsha, you're muted.
Good evening, everyone. Honorable Chief Guest, Mr. Madhavan Nair, Esteemed Director General, Dr. Elias Abdi, Ministry of Education, Kenya, Samaj Chairman and members of Samaj Managing Committee, Trust Trustees, Samaj Trustees, fellow board members, Chief Principal, Mrs. Esther Sarma, all administrators present, parents, HowNWhy educators from India, parents, teachers, and my dear students. Today is a very important day in the history of our school since it started in 1994. We are all gathered here to celebrate the successful adoption of robotics education as one of our school programs. And what a better way to do this than to applaud learners in the school right from year 3 to year 9 who actively participated in the budding Technologist 2021 competition that caps the close of phase 1 and phase 2 intensive training. Our chief guest, one of the greatest pillars of the community and our school, is to value our culture, hard work, and love for our students. In order to ensure that our students receive the very best, the School Board of Governors always monitor and evaluates new trends in the field of education, interacts with the Samaj management and school administrators to implement that which is most appropriate in giving learners an edge over their peers in the other school globally. Over the last 2 decades, the parents who are key stakeholders have played a crucial role in supporting the school programs. The teachers have displayed the highest level of loyalty and worked tirelessly to ensure learners attain excellence in both academic and co-curricular activities. In the budding Technologist 2021 journey that happened on a virtual platform, we all witnessed the exceptional innovation of our students who have made a clear statement that nothing is impossible for one who knows his or her purpose in life. And the project displayed defined culture for quest for new knowledge to solve a problem in the community. This is what the management invests in and longs for. Our children driving the world agenda in the marketplace of today and tomorrow. This evening, I'm asking a simple question. Have we all been inspired? Definitely yes. And this is what makes SLP Samaj School and College a very unique center for excellence in education globally, where every child has a voice. God bless you all, and congratulations to all the participants and the award winners of 2021 Budding Technologist. Thank you. Over to you, Nancy.
Thank you, Ms. Varsha. All right, so we'll announce the winners now. All right, the first prize of grade 6 goes to Ms. Maya Ithali, who created a website on Twilight fashion. The second prize goes to Ms. Drea, who created a project that explores how music helps human life in all aspects. She created her own music using GarageBand. And yes, the special category prize goes to Ms. Gia, who created a website to help the Messiah people to sell their products. Congratulations to all the 3 winners. Any one of you can share your experience with us. Yes, Maya.
Thank you so much. It's been a good time for me to do this competition, for you to let me participate in this competition. I'm very happy for the amount of success that I was given from all the mentors, the amount of blessings that have been given from my family members who have hoped that I could win this. And thank you so much again. The amount of people that have praised, that have hoped that I could win. Again, thank you so much to everyone that had helped me during this.
Thank you, Miss Maya. Let's all give a round of applause one more time for the winners. All right. Yes, Gia, go ahead.
Hello, everyone. Thank you all so much for this opportunity. I would like to thank SCLP Samaj School for introducing robotics to us students. It has helped all of us so much with school and our personal life. A big thank you to the How and Why team for guiding and supporting us throughout this project. My parents and friends have also helped me so much. So thank you so much, everyone. And congratulations to the winners.
Thank you, Gia. Yes, Rhea, go ahead.
Madam, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes. Wow, I never thought life planned something like this for me. All my hard work paid off. But this does not mean all of you have lost. I believe in all of you. You can reach the light no matter what comes your way. The darkness within yourself is lighting up just like a firework. Just keep believing and your dreams will come true. I know that most of you are wondering, how is this possible? It is only possible if you dream big. And now you can succeed and reach your ultimate goal. Here's a saying that really inspired me, and I'm sure it will also inspire you. Believe in yourself and you can conquer the world. And to my supportive parents, dear schoolmates, my valuable teachers and precious mentors, thank you for giving me an opportunity to showcase my talents on this platform. All of us are achievers. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Rhea. Congratulations to all the winners one more time. All right. Next, I would like to invite Mr. Ravi Singh to introduce the government officials. Ravi Singh, sir, please take it forward. Ravi Singh, sir, you're muted.
Thank you, NC. In the audience, we are honored to have Sir Simon Moiruri. Sir Simon is a very polished civil servant in the Kenyan government and served at the Ministry of Education headquarters. He is the Deputy Director of Directorate of Quality Assurance and Standards, which oversees that quality and standards are maintained in the country in the curriculum delivered by both local and international institutions. He is the National Executive Secretary for Kenya Science and Engineering Fair, the oldest and the finest science organization fair in the East African region. You are welcome, sir. Kindly wave to the audience to know your presence. Thank you, sir. Thank you, NC. Back to you.
Thank you, Mr. Ravi Singh. And yes, next it's time to announce the winners of grade 7. Are you all ready? Yes? Okay. So the first prize of grade 7 goes to Miss Anushka Singh. Congratulations, Miss Anushka. She created an animation which inspires other people to improve their lives through the story she has conveyed through the animation. The second prize goes to Mr. Shaurya Vardhan Singh, who created a research-based project that opens our eyes to the latest technology, that is atmospheric water generator. And yes, the special category prize goes to Ms. Anjani Hirani, who created a project that how garbage can be used sustainably. She opens an eye in fashion industry by creating a paneled gown using newspaper. Congratulations to all the winners. Any one of you can share your feedback. Yes, Shaurya, go ahead.
Okay, I'm really honored by the acknowledgement the robotics team and the program has given me. This program has created that spark in me that creates that leadership and problem solving skill. I would like to thank Samaj School, the HowNWhy team, and especially my mentor, Miss Ansi, who helped me throughout this program. Thank you.
Thank you, Shaurya. Yes, Anjani.
Hello, everyone right present here. I am a great person to work with, and I truly appreciate and time and effort I put. I really enjoyed the opportunity to get to work closely with you in the past few months. Thank you for pushing me professionally and for making it such a pleasure to be at work each day. Advice from my side to the entire world watching us: never give up because great things takes time. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Anjani. Yes, Ms. Vanshika, you can go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. I am really happy that I'm one of the winners. And mainly, I would appreciate the mentors and teachers because they helped me whenever I needed help. And especially, I would appreciate Madam Anaga because she always used to help me even at midnight. Thank you, Madam Anaga. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Anushka. One last time, let's give a round of applause for all the winners. All right. Next, I would like to invite Mr. Simon, sir. Can you please share some words with us?
Thank you, MC. The special guest in this activity, the BOG chairperson, the chief principal of SLP Samaj, invited guests, participants, good evening. I'm here on behalf of the Director General, Dr. Elias Abdi, who could not make it because of some unforeseen circumstances. But I have the word that he wanted to pass to you in this particular activity. It's our pleasure to address you through this great final ceremony of the SLP Samaj School in the first annual Budding Technologist of 2021. I'm aware that your runners, all the way from grade 3 to grade 9, have participated in this innovative competition from 6th to 13th September through the Zoom platform. As you know, these days we are talking about the artificial intelligence, which has acted as the main drivers of the emerging technologies, such as robotics in the world today. And many experts and industry analysts argue that the artificial intelligence, or just the machine learning, is the future. But if we look at it keenly, we find that it's just the present. We are coming to the artificial intelligence now, not in the future. And this annual budding technology competition that you have started in your school, which is mostly focusing on robotics, is the first one of its kind in Kenya. Here in our country, we find that robotics in our secondary school was only started the other day here. That was on 2018, when some few schools that we call the STEM schools, that is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics schools, started in a pilot system to have some robotics competition. And in 2019, during the Kenya Science and Engineering Fair, they participated and they brought in a lot of interest. Even though your school was there, they said that they would like next time also to participate in robotics. And therefore, the organizers decided that from now henceforth, when we are having the Kenya Science and Engineering Fair competitions, robotics will be one of the categories. It's only that last year and this year, we have not had any competition due to the COVID-19 interruptions that interrupted our education system. However, we understand that in Samaj, we didn't have a lot of interruption. You still went online and you studied a lot. And I think the other schools in the country will follow the same. It's only that some have some other hardships that we cannot be able to do it fully the way you did it when we had those disruptions. Therefore, this Samaj, when you have come out with the introduction of robotic education as a subject from nursery up to the secondary school level, in fact, I think you are among the first in the country and also in Africa. And we understand that our young learners will have early exposure to the world of robotics. We know that training in robotics will enhance your critical thinking, which will enable you to become more imaginative and creative, leading to the great innovations required in the 21st century. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad to note that your school has been participating in co-curricular activities that have been organized in our Ministry of Education. And the most important is the one that we have just mentioned, the Kenya Science and Engineering Fair, where you have received the overall national trophy for the last 12 years. There is no other school that have taken that trophy. You have been taking it for the last 12 consecutive years. And this one shows that the commitment you have in the STEM education. And most important to note is that you have been representing our country in most of the international science competitions. Namely, some of them, we have the Inter-ISEF, or International Science and Engineering Fair, held in USA. We have another one in South Africa, the ESCOM Expo for Young Scientists. We have another one in Korea, International Studies Organization, among others. You have been doing us proud, but participating, and not just participating, by winning either a gold, silver, or bronze in all those activities. We're happy for that because you are able to hold our good name in Kenya, not only the ones we are known in athletics and other things, but now we are known even in science competitions all over the world. In US, when we go there, they know that there is a country, Kenya, that can really do well in these innovations. Lastly, I just want to take this opportunity to thank the school management for organizing this initiative of introducing robotics education and then robotics competition in our schools or in your school. I think we have said you are the first, and you are really leading us. The others, I know they'll follow you, or they'll follow what you have done. And as we have told by our special guest, they have done in India. One day, even in Kenya, we can be there. With all the innovations that you are coming up with, I know one day you'll be somewhere. And with those few remarks, I just want to thank you for your good time, for being with us and being active for the whole of this month when you had this competition. I wish you all the best. Thank you, and may God bless you.
Thank you for your words, Mr. Simon. Thank you so much. And yes, before announcing the winners of grade 8, I call upon Mr. Megji V. Varsani to share some word with us. Over to you, Mr. Megji.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity given to me. First and foremost, I say good evening to all participants, chief guest of honor today, chief guest of today. And to start with, our founder, SCLP Samaj Chairman, has said is 100%, 100% right. Our BOG chair lady, Madam Varsha, said it's 100% what here we have observed is this robotic is a very new concept in history, 60 years history of Kenya, independent Kenya. And we are trying what we can do at the least possible expenses to offer our young students study. They can go and compete with the rest of the world. It is, I thank HowNWhy for putting their firm foot in Africa and especially in Kenya. We have started to give education at all sex free of charge, as far as we can control, as far as we are able to do. We have also given, you see, ICDL, which is called International Driving License, and now they have changed to International Certificate of Digital Literacy. And we are preparing our students, and by the time they go in year 11, they have got the certificate to go for further study. And I was the happiest man, as I'm connected with school since 1994. And I am the happiest man. I was the happiest man when first time, 3 years back, our students got, you see, admission in one of the reputable university in the world, that is Nairobi University. And they got user admission because of the students who have put their legs firm to study, nothing but study. And we are creating students who are very energetic to learn. And this robotic, I think it is a very inexpensive exercise, and it is my sincere request to consider this thing to be affordable to less fortunate students, though they are not left over. They should also get a chance to study this. And I'm sure Ministry of Education is doing all they can do. We are doing all we can do, and we will do. We will go together and we will make sure Kenya is not left behind in studying this robotic learning. And at the end, I thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to say a few words during this auspicious occasion. Thank you very much. And I will thank again the robotic team, HowNWhy, for teaching our students at the best learning so far. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Megji. Thank you for those words. All right, so let's see who are the winners of grade 8. The first prize goes to Mr. Rian Kiran, whose project empathizes the farmers who work hard for us, and he designed and created a soil moisture sensor. Second prize goes to Ms. Mariam Matthews, who created a website on creating awareness about mental health. The special category award goes to Mr. Srinantha Siju Nair, who created an economical car model with sensors and Arduinos. Congratulations to all the three winners. Let's give them a round of applause. Yes. So winners, you can share your feedback or experience. You can raise your hand to go first. Yes, Srinantha, go ahead.
Well, first I would like to thank all the administration for first of all bringing robotics to our school, and the HowNWhy team and Mr. Sai, who was my mentor, who walked with me throughout all the stages of my project. And more than even being the main thing that I have found, okay, something that I've liked a lot about this robotics. The process and the presentation and all of it, and the finale that is today, is throughout all of this I was able to meet many new friends, new students, and people that I can learn things from. And that's a thing that I consider that something I think is very huge in this presentation and in this program. Thank you.
Thank you, Srinantha. Any one of the winners want to share the feedback or experience? Yes, Mariam, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So good evening to everyone present here right now. Thank you to HowNWhy Urban Technologist for this opportunity, as well as SLP Samad School for motivating me, and my heartfelt gratitude to my mentor, Mrs. Sai, for guiding me through this competition. I really hope my website makes a change in everyone's life. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Mariam. One more time, let's give a round of applause for all the three winners here. All right. Before announcing the great 9 winners, I would like to invite Mr. Sanjay Putia to share some words with us. Over to you, Mr. Sanjay. Mr. Sanjay, you're muted.
Good evening. All protocols observed. It's a really great privilege and a very happy moment that here at SCLP Samaj School, we have been able to invite guests, renowned guests, whom we can never even dream of having listened to, and we re-listened to them live. So it was a moment that our students must have cherished, and I'm sure many more will be encouraged to take it forward. It's something great for the country that once the pandemic strikes, and when technology, the disruptive part of the technology comes into play, it creates a great opportunity for a poor country or any country that wants to be in par with the Western countries. You will all realize that the Western countries are having too many problems nowadays. Maybe the future is the Asian countries, but you never know. African countries can equally be at that level. And it gives us this chance because we don't have to invent what was invented 10 years ago and it is now obsolete. We are now in par and we can invent what needs to be invented for the current generation. A case in point, which is a proud moment for Kenya, is the money transfer, the M-Pesa. It is something that revolutionized the whole world, how to transfer money using your mobile phone. It's very much well talked about by renowned personalities like Bill Gates. To set an example, Kenya was in the forefront. So these are the kind of examples the students and the parents need to realize that all these developments happening in the world, it is easy for us to do it. We just need to open up our mind and simply think outside the box. And once that starts happening at young age, it will be very great moment for the families, for the country as a whole to be actively participant. It's proud moment that, like our guest from the ministry told us, that Samad School is representing Kenya in the world arena. So similarly, it is bringing the name of Kenya out in the world. We have to take this opportunity and make sure our students learn and take this moment seriously so that they can really open up, come up with great innovations and practical solutions to our daily problems. There are solutions for almost every problems, many science-based, and in our country, many can be political-based, but there are solutions. And it is these innovations that will help us solve our problems and create better life for all of us. So I therefore thank all the Samaj community, the board members. It was the teachers, Madam Sharma, Mr. Ravi Singh, the HowNWhy team, who it was really difficult to come and plan up with a program, but with the help of HowNWhy, it became very easy. And we also took it as a challenge to say, if we are the first, it is okay. We will start and we will keep making changes. We will keep rectifying as we go, and we'll continue to keep improving. Because if we don't start, we will never start. So it's a good step we have started. And the students who did not also participate, make sure you're not discouraged. Next year, it's your turn. You have to make sure you present some project. It is for everyone. No matter which career you choose in your life, it is very important for you to take certain things like robotics, the future technologies, the e-learning. It will be there in whichever career you choose, whether it is sports career, whether it is arts, music, or science, teaching, everything that you do in the world, it is going to be part of your life. And it is good that you take it at this young age. As time goes, it will be very easy for you. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for giving this chance for me to talk today. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your words. Students, you can ask a question to Mr. Sanjay Bhutia if you have. You can raise your hands. I'm going to allow one question. Yes, Mr. Nubair, you can go ahead and ask.
Who is your inspiration?
Okay, as life moves on, it keeps changing, which I find it good. At the moment, Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nubair. Thank you, Mr. Sanjay. Thank you for your precious time with us. Thank you. And yes, we are now it's the time to announce the winners of grade 9. The first prize goes to Ms. Pransha, who created a research-based project that opens our eyes to digital marketing, especially in this COVID situation. The second prize goes to Sarah, who created a project that explores how nature is helping to solve the problem that human faces. She created a project on biomimicry domain. And special category award goes to Ms. Priyanshi, who created a project which empathizes on the difficulty that the doctors faces in this current situation, and she created an animation on the importance of respecting doctors. Congratulations, all the winners. Let's give a round of applause for them. All right, winners, you can share your experience with us. Anyone, you can raise your hands. Yes, Prancha, go ahead.
Good evening, everybody, and good evening, all respective people. I am genuinely really happy to be here and be associated with this certification. From the start of the project, my goal was, only participation, and I had a really, really inspirational journey as I moved forward. And I would also like to say that, tell my friends that even though you're not, associated or you're not brought at that, given the name, you are all great minds. You're all people with unique ideas. I would also wholeheartedly thank you for Samaj. I would also wholeheartedly thank Samaj for introducing this competition and giving us a base. My mentors who guided me all through, Miss Ansi, thank you so much. Miss Esther Sharma, our principal, who announced this, and finally the How and Why Budding Technology to inform and bring out such a great platform. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Pransha. Any more, anyone wants to share the experience from the winners? All right. So let's once again give a round of applause for all the winners of grade 9, everyone. All right. So yes, we have announced all the winners from grade 3 to grade 9, and we congratulate you all. And not only the winners, but all the students who was actually a part of Grand Finale. Let's all appreciate their dedication and hard work by giving them a round of applause one more time. Yes. Next, I would like to hear the feedback for the event from the founder of HowNWhy, Ms. Kripalini. I invite Ms. Kripalini to share some words with us.
Thank you so much, Ansi. So I'm not sure if this is actually a feedback based just on the session, but I'm going to share a few reflections based on what's happened over the last 8 months. Before I do that, for all of you who are watching us, we are today in total dispersing $2,500 US to all the winners. And the first place winners would be given a scholarship of $200. The second place winners, we're going to give away scholarships of up to $100. And the third place, or the special category, we're giving away $50. How is this going to be done? What is the modality of it? Spare us a couple of days' time. Mr. Ravi Singh will come back and share that with you. For all the winners, we will let you know what's going to happen. And for all of you who participated, you will all get participation certificates. And for all the students who've gone through the program, also will get a participation certificate for learning on different technologies from us. Having said that, now, before I jump in and share feedback on multiple things, I would want to for sure, bring to attention a few people's work, which as immeasurably supported in making sure that this program has been as successful as what it is today. Special note of mention to Mr. Galia and Mr. Laban for helping us out with the entire operations and making sure that we've been able to seamlessly tie things together and having all the sessions to go on well. And Mr. Ronald, Mr. Oscar, Mr. Patrick, Miss Winnie, Mr. Jafed Jagugu, Mr. Cosmos, Miss Irene, Mr. Barnabas, Miss Jacqueline, Miss Anami, Mr. Ren. It was an honor to work with all of you for phase 2, and we look forward to making sure that we support our kids to grow furthermore and to enrich their learning going forward. And thank you for being with us. Thank you for supporting our students. Thank you for supporting the program so very well. It couldn't have been possible if not for all of you. So it was an honor working with all of you together and marching this march together with all of you. Thank you so much. And having said that, the next few things that I also would want to mention is two important concepts that I go by, right? In my life, if I have to think about two things that I really, really believe in, is one is called the web of interdependence. It's a concept of economy, actually. I'll tell you what this is for all of you who are watching us, right? If we say that we are successful, or if we say that we have failed on certain things, or whatever that we say, we usually try to hold on to the pride of it, or we think it's just me who's won this, right? It's just me who was able to come to this particular platform. Nothing in this world happens unless the entire world comes together to support that particular activity or that act. So if you go back and read about the web of interdependence, you'll understand that even as tiny as a ball pin that you hold or a pen that you have in your hand, it couldn't have reached you if not the entire world worked for it directly or indirectly. So what I want all of you to remember, if you're watching this and if you're listening to what I'm saying, is remember to be grounded while you grow as a leader. Always stay grounded, always stay humble. The reason is it's not you alone who's being contributing to the success. You might be leading it, but the entire world has come together for that success. The second thing that I also want to bring to all of your notice, one thing that I remember, this is what I remember, what I told you about Web of Interdependence when I'm flying. When I'm feeling very low, the thing that I remember is there's a concept of butterfly effect in science and physics. It's theoretical physics today, also trying to be proven, and few scientists are working on it. Basically, what it says is if a butterfly flaps its wing at the right time, at the right moment, it has the power to cause a tornado thousands of kilometers away. If a butterfly, as tiny as a butterfly, as small as the wings of a butterfly, has the capability of causing a tornado, imagine what you and me can do. Right? So if you did not win today, don't give up. Every time you lose hope, remember, if a butterfly can change and cause a tornado, the power that you hold within yourself is much more immense. And the last thing that I want all of you to remember, okay, before I end, is, again, in science, especially Newton's law, they say energy cannot be created or destroyed. So what it basically means is all of us are basically composition of dust particles. Different kinds of material came together to form us, the same kind of material which exists in the universe. The same energy, the same matter which exists in the sun and the stars, it's the same thing which exists between you and me. So whatever the power that's there in the stars, whatever is there as the power in the universe, the same power lies between us. It's important to remember that you never give up, because you are as powerful as a star that is there in the universe which is shining. Okay, remember this, stay grounded, and it was fantastic having all of you participate throughout this event. And for each one of you, I'm cheering for you, I'm rooting for you, I'm hoping that, we'll all become super duper leaders, changing the world from where it is today. Like, I don't know if you people follow Loki on the Marvel universe. So currently the series is talking about, multiple universes, multiple different formats, multiple different things which is coming out. I believe this is the starting point of a new universe to be created. And I hope that each one of you will change the world to a better world tomorrow. Okay, on that note, I hand it over back to you, Ansi. And if I did forget mentioning anybody on this platform, please accept my apologies. I do remember the Web of Interdependence. I know that if not for you, it wouldn't have been possible. Thank you so much, and back to you, Ansi.
Thank you, Ms. Kripalini. It was nice listening to you. Next, I invite Mr. Ravi Singh, who is the Deputy Principal and Head of Robotics Program, for the word of thanks. Over to you, Mr. Ravi Singh. Mr. Ravi Singh, are you there? You're muted, sir.
Yes, I think. Good evening, our most valued guest, present and the past office bearer of the SCLP Management Committee, heads and the deputy heads of the school administrator, parents, teachers, and students. I deem it a great honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this memorable occasion of the Budding Technologist 2021 Grand Finale. First of all, I start by giving glory to Almighty God for making today's occasion a resounding success. I thank our special chief guest, Mr. Madhavan Nair sir, former chairman of ISRO, who despite his busy schedule has found time to grace this occasion. I also express heartfelt thanks to our guest of honor, Dr. Ilyas Abdi in absentia, who was not able to join us, but he's always have the guidance and the contribution on the education matters of our school. I request Simon sir, kindly do also convey our gratitude to the Ministry of Education for the steadfast support given to the school over the years. Our special gratitude to the Samaj Chairman, Mr. Bhimji Halai, for his words of encouragement and the able guidance that has always encouraged us, including his kindness, interest, hospitality, and continuous support for the institution. I also appreciate SCLP Samaj School BOG Chairperson, Mrs. Varsha Bua, for her stewardship, support, vision, and commitment towards the success of the school. I wish also to record our sincere appreciation to BOG Secretary, Mr. Vegji Varsani, who has always shown keen interest in associating himself with all the activities of this institution by sharing his knowledge and experience. I applaud the Treasurer, Mr. Sanjay Budia, for not only gracing all the events related to the robotics, but also for his valuable advice on adopting new technologies and innovations. Thank you so much, sir, for your time to the institution. Our past BOG chairman, Mr. Ramji Varsani, who has always been a great support to the school, his encouragement and great vision in our growth. We are proud of your presence and salute your work. Many thanks to all the SCLP Samaj School board members who were ever present for the event whenever they were requested. Next, I convey sincere thanks to our Chief Principal, Mrs. Esther Sharma, for her able leadership. No program of the school can be wholesome or complete without having her presence, inspiring words, and the blessings. Also on my list is the HowNWhy team of India, the founder, Ms. Krupalini, and the co-founder, Ajay. I would indeed be failing in my duty if I do not express our gratitude to all the members of HowNWhy team, Sir Ryan, NC, and all other hardworking team members for being excellent educators to our students and the staff. Our head of Langata campus, Mr. Vijay Sharma, your deputy, Mrs. Liji Sabu, the administrator, our senior deputy, Mr. Kimani, deputy of primary, Mrs. Kawaljit Singh, and in charge of nursery, Mrs. Meena Wasan, for their continuous support for the robotics program. All the administrators, namely Mr. Kodak, Dean of the Administration, Mr. Dua, the Dean of Academics, Mr. Laban, Dean of Student Affairs, and the Program Coordinator, Mr. Scotch. I would also like to thank Mr. Kirija, the Dean of Studies, and Mr. Galia of Primary for their unstained support throughout the program. My heartfelt thanks to the head of the various departments, especially the robotic departments, all the teacher trainees, a special mention to Mr. Ronald and Mr. Oscar, member of the core teams, for their valuable contribution, time, guidance, involvement, and the encouragement to our students. We owe special gratitude to our MMC and IT department who worked very hard to make this program a success. To our distinguished guests present here, we thank you for gracing this occasion. Lastly, I'm really grateful by the participation, dedication, and hard work done by all our students who are at the center of all our activities. To our parents, for your time, resources provided at the home, the school, and the support for all the school program over the years. We are so much proud of you. Thank you all, and may God bless you all. Thank you very much. Over to you, Ansi.
Thank you, Mr. Ravi Singh. It was such an honor to have all of you here. And yes, we all know that we have conducted quiz contest for viewers on YouTube, and we have announced the winners on the respective days as well. The gift vouchers for those winners will be released in 2 days. So stay tuned for that. And before we end, I would like to stress on one point. This is just the beginning. This platform will continue to be active for the coming years as well. Just give me a second. Yes. I would also like to invite Ms. Kripalini to share some word with us. Yes, over to you.
It's not few words, Ansi. I think I missed mentioning Mr. Frederick Scotch in my list, and I don't want to not mention him and miss it out because his support, his empathy towards the entire program has been extremely helpful and powerful. So, Mr. Scotch, thank you so much, and I'm really sorry that I missed out your name. I think in the hurry of reading the list, I must have missed it out. Please accept my apologies. Over to you, Ansi.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And yes, that's all for today. Before we wind up, let's put our hands together to appreciate all our guests for their time and dedication, the parents who have supported their children, people who have gathered from different parts of the world, the faculties of SCFE Samaj School, the mentors, all my fellow mates, team from HowNWhy and Samaj School who worked behind the scenes for this event, and most importantly, our little champions who have joined us today. So with this, we come to the end of the grand finale. Thank you once again. Have a good evening, everyone.